All right, so let's take a look at this sample problem. So if we look at A, okay, take the absolute value of -3, fits this lowercase, so we take its opposite, which is 3, plus 6 minus 5 has a value of 1, absolute value of 1 fits the top case, it's just itself 1. We want to check and see, is it true that that is less than or equal to minus times a minus. When you subtract, it's like adding the opposite, so we add the opposite, change the sign to a 4. So is this a true statement? Yeah, 4 is less than or equal to 4 because it is equal to it. Okay, so that's a true statement. All right, I'm going to have to stop projecting. All right, if we move to B. Okay, in looking at B here, again, same idea. 14 plus a -2 is 12. Absolute value of 12 is 12. Minus absolute value of -16 is 16. And so you can check to see, is it true that 12 minus 16 is equal to 28? No, so that's false. Move on to C. For C here, we subtract a negative, which is equivalent to adding the opposite. So we get -6 plus 3, which is -3. Absolute value of -3 is a positive 3. And we want to check and see, is that greater than or equal to absolute value of -4, which is a 4. And the answer is no. So that's a false. And then the final portion, or the final example, subtracting a negative is equivalent to adding the opposite. So we get 16 plus 4, which is 20 in absolute values. Absolute value of 20 is just itself 20. Minus 3 minus 5 is a -2. Absolute value of -2 is 2. And so we test to see, is that equivalent to, or is that greater than or equal to 12? 18 is. And so we get a true for that final statement.